I enjoy free utilities just like other parliamentarians. I've enjoyed it for a number of years. There are many who argue that parliamentarians, ministers in particular, do not make enough money. In Anguilla, as an example, I believe the prime minister there makes about 10,000 US a month. I make 15,000. And you go through many countries in the Caribbean, their salaries and wages are higher. And I think it's common practice for parliamentarians to be given utilities. And for me to say that they're not deserving, I think that I'll be hypocritical, and I will accept I can afford to pay my bills. There's no doubt about it. And if I had to serve without, those perks, I would. And I'm sure my other colleagues would as well. But I don't think they create the kind of strain that people may suggest. I mean, let's assume that each parliamentarian, maybe using about $10,000 in utilities a year, and you have what, let's say about 20 parliamentarians, or let's say 30. That's what, $300,000. I mean, that's immaterial compared to the size of the economy. The economy is a $4 billion economy a year. And, Lee Kuan Yew had a famous saying that, if you don't pay your parliamentarians properly, your leaders, then you're going to end up with a number of charlatans. People who can't do the job would pretend as though they know, just like those elements in the UPP. You must pay your parliamentarians properly. And how do you even justify, for example, that in the public sector, you have public servants who are making 15, 20, $25,000 a month. A minister makes 10, less than a number of public servants. And you're going to argue that the $10,000 a month, or maybe $1,000 a month that he gets in utilities, that you should take that back. I don't know that that's precisely fair. In fact, many of my ministers since last term would have said to me that at some point, we have to review the parliamentary pay. I don't know when that will be. Clearly, we can't do it now because of the COVID situation and so on. But we also have to increase the pay of public servants. But I don't know we can continue to increase public servants' pay and at some point do not revise the pay for parliamentarians. So if you had to do an analysis of the work that ministers do in particular and the pay, there are many who will argue that they are underpaid based on the existing pay scales in Antigua and Barbuda, both in the public and private sectors. And again, spending a few $100,000, even if it's $500,000, if you say I exaggerate, or let's say the figure I quote is not adequate, then even if you say it's $500,000 to cover 34 parliamentarians, both in the Senate and the lower house, I don't know that that is excessive by any imagination. And there are people who believe as though if you were to take away these benefits, it solve our financial difficulties. They won't.